According to recent Bank of America research, around 20% of U.S. families delayed or made late payment on their energy bill in the previous month. Unsurprisingly, households earning $50,000 or less had the greatest difficulty absorbing growing energy expenses. Geographically, residents of Dallas and Houston are seeing some of the largest electricity bill increases this summer, with bills increasing by 23% over the same time last year. Higher energy costs caused by the Russia-Ukraine conflict are partially to blame for late or missed payments, according to B of A. According to the data, customer utility costs increased by nearly 16% in August compared to the same month a year earlier. Today, we are going to discuss a tsunami of shutoffs. 20 million U.S. homes are behind on energy bills. Hello and welcome back to our YouTube channel. Make sure to smash the like button, share the video, and subscribe to the channel. The price hikes are anticipated to continue this winter since National Grid, Con Edison, and other power suppliers have already indicated their intention to do so. According to the National Energy Assistance Directors Association, the typical family will spend nearly 17% more to heat their home this winter, a 10-year high of roughly $1,200 per home. According to the U.S. Energy Information Administration, a home price of energy in the United States is predicted to rise by 14.8 cents, a 7.5% increase from 2021. National Grid said last week that it would raise power prices in Massachusetts by 64% beginning on November 1st and continuing for the following 6 months. The average monthly payment for Bay State residents would climb from $179 to $293 as a result of the increase. During that time, the business also intends to raise its home heating and natural gas costs by at least 22%. Bank of America discovered that a significant number of Americans may come under pressure to make concessions in their other expenditures in order to keep the lights on throughout the country. The results of the bank reflect those of a similar analysis released last month by the National Energy Assistance Directors Association, which discovered that more than 20 million people are behind on their power payments and owe a total of almost $16 billion. Energy providers are boosting rates throughout the nation, putting customers and the aid programs on which many depend into a frenzy to prepare for an expensive winter. Residents are going into debt to pay their bills, demonstrating at municipal forums and inundating relief agencies with charity requests. Advocacy organizations are blasting out energy-saving ideas, pleading with supporters, and even taking rate hikes to court. According to the U.S. Energy Information Administration, over half of U.S. families use natural gas to heat their homes, and they will pay 28% more this winter to do so. Those who use heating oil, like Bricky, will pay 27% more, barring a colder prediction, while those who use electricity and propane will pay 10% and 5% more, respectively. Most utility firms argue that they do not profit directly from the sale of electricity, and many cite the same grounds in requesting rate increases: income lost during the epidemic, inflation ballooning, the cost of materials and infrastructure, and the situation in Ukraine pressuring global energy markets. Last week, the OPEC Plus partnership cut oil output by 2 million barrels per day, adding to the recent increase in gasoline prices. Service providers are seeing clients pile up debt at an unprecedented rate because there are no regulatory safeguards in place to avoid shutoffs like those that occurred early in the epidemic. While late and unpaid utility bills are frequent and have always been, it is the quantity of utility debt that Americans have accumulated that is prompting requests for further government help to pay off these deficits. Prior to the epidemic, the National Energy Assistance Directors Association stated that Americans owed around $8 billion in electricity bills. As payment moratoriums took effect, the figure grew to more than $13 billion. Then, in the first 6 months of the year, utility providers raised rates, causing more Americans to fall behind on their payments and accumulating $3 billion in electric debt in 180 days. Many individuals have expressed worry about the rising expense of living in the United States in recent years. Housing, healthcare, education, and other essentials are becoming more expensive, putting pressure on families, especially those with low and moderate earnings. Housing is one of the highest costs for many people, and the cost of renting or buying a house has risen in many sections of the nation. Housing costs have surpassed salary growth in certain places, making it harder for workers to find a place to live. Many Americans are also concerned about rising healthcare prices. The United States has one of the world's highest healthcare expenditures, and many individuals struggle to pay for the treatment they need. Many folks are additionally burdened by the high expense of prescription medications. Education prices have also risen in the United States. Tuition and fees at public colleges and universities have risen faster than inflation, making it impossible for many students to pursue higher education. In addition to these costs, many individuals are burdened by the cost of other essentials such as food, transportation, and childcare. Rising living costs in the United States have had a variety of negative implications, including greater poverty and financial insecurity, as well as a growing economic disparity between the wealthiest and the rest of the population. Many folks are trying to make ends meet and cannot purchase essentials. Increasing the minimum wage, providing more affordable housing, revamping the healthcare system, and making higher education more accessible and inexpensive are all possible answers to the cost of living problem. To put these reforms into place, though, lawmakers, businesses, and people will need to work together and show political will. This is all from today's video. Thanks for watching, and remember to hit the bell icon so you always get upcoming videos.